Hello students, welcome to CBSE Class 10 Mathematics. In this part 5, we will focus on word problems based on pair of linear equations in two variables. So far, you have learned how to solve equations using different methods like substitution, elimination, and graphical method. Now, it's time to apply those concepts to real-life situations. Word problems may look lengthy, but don't worry, they become easy if we follow a step-by-step approach. First, carefully read the question. Second, identify what is given and what needs to be found. Third, assume variables, usually let one unknown be x and the other be y. Next, form two linear equations based on the given conditions. Finally, solve the equations using a suitable method and interpret the answer. Let's continue. In this session, we will solve different types of word problems such as problems based on ages, numbers, money and transactions, speed, distance, and time. Make sure you pause, think, and try solving along with me. Let's begin and make word problems simple and interesting. Let us read the question. Ram is 8 more than twice the age of Rahim. Find their present ages. First, we need to find the ages of Ram and Rahim. So, there are two unknowns. Let us assume Ram's age as x years and Rahim's age as y years. Now, before forming the equation, let us recall some important rules and properties. Is or was means equals. More, greater, or exceeds means addition. Less or smaller means subtraction. Sum means addition. Difference means subtraction. Twice or thrice means multiplication. We also use basic formulae and properties when required, like dividend equals divisor into quotient plus remainder. Perimeter of a triangle is the sum of all three sides. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. Sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Speed equals distance divided by time. Now, using these rules, let us convert the statement into a mathematical equation. The statement says, Ram is 8 more than twice the age of Rahim. Twice the age of Rahim means to y. 8 more means we add 8. So, we get x equals to y plus 8. This is our required equation. Since only one condition is given, we cannot find unique values of x and y. We can only express the relationship between their ages. Let's solve this word problem. We are given that the larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. We need to find both angles. First, let us understand what we are supposed to find. We need to find two angles, the larger angle and the smaller angle. Now, let the larger angle be x degrees and the smaller angle be y degrees. According to the first condition, the larger angle exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. That means the larger angle is 18 degrees more than the smaller angle. So, we can write x equals y plus 18. Now, using the second condition, we know that the sum of supplementary angles is 180 degrees. So, we get x plus y equals 180. Now we have two equations. X equals y plus 18 and x plus y equals 180. Since x is already expressed in terms of y, we will use the substitution method. Substitute the value of x from the first equation into the second equation. So, we get y plus 18 plus y equals 180. This simplifies to 2y plus 18 equals 180. Subtract 18 from both sides. 2y equals 162. Divide by 2. Y equals 81. Now substitute this value back into the first equation. X equals 81 plus 18, which gives x equals 99. Therefore, the two angles are 81 degrees and 99 degrees. Let us read the question carefully. Aftab tells his daughter, 7 years ago, I was 7 times as old as you were then. Also, 3 years from now, I shall be 3 times as old as you will be. We need to represent this situation algebraically and graphically. First, let us assume the present ages. Let Aftab's present age be x years and his daughter's present age be y years. Now, let us form a table for better understanding. At present, Aftab is x years and daughter is y years. 7 years ago, Aftab's age was x minus 7 and daughter's age was y minus 7. 3 years from now, Aftab's age will be x plus 3 and daughter's age will be y plus 3. Now, let us form equations using the given statements. First condition. 7 years ago, Aftab was 7 times his daughter's age. So, we write x minus 7 equals 7 into y minus 7. Simplifying, x minus 7 equals 7y minus 49. X minus 7y equals minus 42. This is our first equation. Now, the second condition. 3 years from now, Aftab will be 3 times his daughter's age. So, we write x plus 3 equals 3 into y plus 3. Simplifying, x plus 3 equals 3y plus 9. X minus 3y equals 6. This is our second equation. So, we have formed two linear equations. X minus 7y equals minus 42. And x minus 3y equals 6. These equations represent the given situation algebraically. Next, we can solve them graphically to find the ages. Now, let us represent these equations graphically. The two equations are x minus 7y equals minus 42 and x minus 3y equals 6. First, we take the equation x minus 7y equals minus 42. To draw its graph, we need at least 2 points. Let us take x equals 0. Substituting, we get minus 7y equals minus 42, so y equals 6. So, one point is 0, 6. Now, let us take y equals 7. Substituting, we get x minus 49 equals minus 42, so x equals 7. So, another point is 7, 7. Now, we plot these 2 points and join them to form a straight line. Next, take the second equation, x minus 3y equals 6. Again, we find 2 points. Let x equals 0. Then, minus 3y equals 6, so y equals minus 2. So, one point is 0, minus 2. Now, let y equals 0. Then, x equals 6. So, another point is 6, 0. Plot these points and join them to form the second line. Now, let us move on to an important type of word problems, problems based on numbers. In these questions, we are usually given certain conditions about numbers, and we need to find the unknown numbers. We will learn how to carefully read the statements, assume variables, and convert the given information into linear equations. Using these equations, we can then find the required numbers step by step. Let's begin and see how easy and interesting these problems can be. Let us read the question carefully. If we add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, the fraction becomes 1. If we add only 1 to the denominator, it becomes 1 by 2. We need to find the fraction. First, let us assume the numerator as x and the denominator as y, where y is not equal to 0. So, the original fraction is x by y. Now, let us form equations using the given conditions. According to the first condition, if we add 1 to the numerator and subtract 1 from the denominator, the fraction becomes 1. So, we write x plus 1 upon y minus 1 equals 1. Cross multiplying, x plus 1 equals y minus 1. So, x minus y equals minus 2. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, if we add 1 only to the denominator, the fraction becomes 1 by 2. So, we write x upon y plus 1 equals 1 by 2. Cross multiplying, 2x equals y plus 1. So, 2x minus y equals 1. This is our second equation. Now, let us solve these equations using the elimination method. The equations are x minus y equals minus 2 and 2x minus y equals 1. Subtract the first equation from the second. 2x minus y minus x plus y equals 1 plus 2. This gives x equals 3. Now, substitute x equals 3 in the first equation. 3 minus y equals minus 2. So, y equals 5. Therefore, the fraction is x by y, which is 3 by 5. So, the required fraction is 3 by 5. Let us read the question carefully. The sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. Also, 9 times the number is twice the number obtained by reversing the digits. We need to find the number. First, let us understand what a two-digit number is. A two-digit number has a digit in the tens place and a digit in the units place. So, any two-digit number can be written as 10 into tens digit plus units digit. For example, 25 can be written as 10 into 2 plus 5. Now, let us assume the digits. Let the digit in the tens place be x and the digit in the units place be y. So, the original number becomes 10x plus y. If we reverse the digits, the new number becomes 10y plus x. Now, let us form the equations. According to the first condition, the sum of the digits is 9. So, x plus y equals 9. This is our first equation. According to the second condition, 9 times the number is twice the number obtained after reversing the digits. So, we write 9 into 10x plus y equals 2 into 10y plus x. Simplifying, 90x plus 9y equals 20y plus 2x. 88x minus 11y equals 0. Dividing throughout by 11, we get 8x minus y equals 0. This is our second equation. Now, from this equation, y equals 8x. Substitute this value in the first equation. X plus 8x equals 9. 9x equals 9. So, x equals 1. Now, substitute x equals 1. Y equals 8. Therefore, the number is 10 into 1 plus 8, which is 18. So, the required two-digit number is 18. Let us read the question carefully. The difference between two numbers is 26, and one number is 3 times the other. We need to find the numbers. First, let us assume the two numbers. Let the numbers be x and y, where x is greater than y. Now, let us form the equations. According to the first condition, the difference between the two numbers is 26. So, we write x minus y equals 26. This is our first equation. According to the second condition, one number is 3 times the other. So, we write x equals 3y. This is our second equation. Now, let us solve the equations. Substitute the value of x from the second equation into the first equation. So, we get 3y minus y equals 26. 2y equals 26. So, y equals 13. Now, substitute y equals 13 in the second equation. X equals 3 into 13. So, x equals 39. Therefore, the two numbers are 39 and 13. Let us read the question carefully. A fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. If 3 is added to both the numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. We need to find the fraction. First, let us assume the numerator as x and the denominator as y, where y is not equal to 0. So, the original fraction is x by y. Now, let us form the equations. According to the first condition, if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, we get x plus 2 upon y plus 2 equals 9 by 11. Cross multiplying, 11x plus 22 equals 9y plus 18. So, 11x equals 9y minus 4. X equals 9y minus 4 divided by 11. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, we get x plus 3 upon y plus 3 equals 5 by 6. Cross multiplying, 6x plus 18 equals 5y plus 15. So, 6x minus 5y equals minus 3. This is our second equation. Now, substitute the value of x from the first equation into the second equation. So, we get 6 into 9y minus 4 divided by 11 minus 5y equals minus 3. Multiply throughout by 11 to remove the denominator. So, we get 54y minus 24 minus 55y equals minus 33. This simplifies to minus y equals minus 9. So, y equals 9. Now, substitute y equals 9 in the second equation. 6x minus 5 into 9 equals minus 3. 6x minus 45 equals minus 3. 6x equals 42. So, x equals 7. Therefore, the fraction is x by y, which is 7 by 9. So, the required fraction is 7 by 9. Let us read the question carefully. A fraction becomes 1 by 3 when 1 is subtracted from the numerator. And it becomes 1 by 4 when 8 is added to the denominator. We need to find the fraction. First, let us assume the numerator as x and the denominator as y. So, the original fraction is x by y. Now, according to the first condition, when 1 is subtracted from the numerator, the fraction becomes 1 by 3. So, we write x minus 1 upon y equals 1 by 3. Cross multiplying, 3x minus 3 equals y. So, y equals 3x minus 3. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, when 8 is added to the denominator, the fraction becomes 1 by 4. So, we write x upon y plus 8 equals 1 by 4. Cross multiplying, 4x equals y plus 8. This is our second equation. Now, substitute the value of y from the first equation into the second equation. So, we get 4x equals 3x minus 3 plus 8. Simplifying, 4x equals 3x plus 5. So, x equals 5. Now, substitute x equals 5 in the first equation. Y equals 3 into 5 minus 3. Y equals 15 minus 3. Y equals 12. Therefore, the required fraction is x by y, which is 5 by 12. Let us read the question carefully. Two numbers are in the ratio 3:4. If 4 is added to each number, their ratio becomes 4:5. We need to find the numbers. First, let us assume the two numbers as x and y. According to the first condition, the ratio of the numbers is 3:4. So, we write x by y equals 3 by 4. Cross multiplying, 4x equals 3y. Or 4x minus 3y equals 0. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, if 4 is added to both numbers, the ratio becomes 4:5. So, we write x plus 4 upon y plus 4 equals 4 by 5. Cross multiplying, 5 into x plus 4 equals 4 into y plus 4. Expanding, 5x plus 20 equals 4y plus 16. So, 5x minus 4y equals minus 4. This is our second equation. Now, we will solve these equations using the elimination method. First, we make the coefficients of one variable the same. Here, we will make the coefficients of y the same. So, multiply the first equation by 4. 16x minus 12y equals 0. Multiply the second equation by 3. 15x minus 12y equals minus 12. Now, observe the signs. Since the signs are the same, we subtract the equations. Subtracting, 16x minus 15x equals 0 minus minus 12. So, x equals 12. Now, substitute x equals 12 in the first equation. 4 into 12 minus 3y equals 0. 48 equals 3y. So, y equals 16. Therefore, the two numbers are 12 and 16. Let us read the question carefully. Two numbers are in the ratio 5:6. If 8 is subtracted from each number, their ratio becomes 4:5. We need to find the numbers. First, let us assume the two numbers as x and y. According to the first condition, the ratio of the numbers is 5:6. So, we write x by y equals 5 by 6. Cross multiplying, 6x equals 5y. Or 6x minus 5y equals 0. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, if 8 is subtracted from both numbers, the ratio becomes 4:5. So, we write x minus 8 upon y minus 8 equals 4 by 5. Cross multiplying, 5 into x minus 8 equals 4 into y minus 8. Expanding, 5x minus 40 equals 4y minus 32. So, 5x minus 4y equals 8. This is our second equation. Now, we will solve these equations using the elimination method. First, we make the coefficients of one variable the same. Here, we will make the coefficients of y the same. So, multiply the first equation by 4. 24x minus 20y equals 0. Multiply the second equation by 5. 25x minus 20y equals 40. Now, observe the signs. Since the signs are the same, we subtract the equations. Subtracting 25x minus 24x equals 40 minus 0. So, x equals 40. Now, substitute x equals 40 in the first equation. 6 into 40 minus 5y equals 0. 240 equals 5y. So, y equals 48. Therefore, the two numbers are 40 and 48. Let us read the question carefully. The sum of the numerator and denominator of a fraction is 15. The denominator is 3 more than twice the numerator. We need to determine the fraction. First, remember that a fraction is written as numerator upon denominator. Since we do not know the numerator and denominator, let us assume the numerator as x and the denominator as y. So, the fraction becomes x by y. Now, let us form the equations. According to the first condition, the sum of numerator and denominator is 15. So, we write x plus y equals 15. This is our first equation. According to the second condition, the denominator is 3 more than twice the numerator. So, we write y equals to x plus 3. This is our second equation. Now, substitute the value of y from the second equation into the first equation. So, we get x plus 2x plus 3 equals 15. Simplifying, 3x plus 3 equals 15. 3x equals 12. So, x equals 4. Now, substitute x equals 4 in the second equation. Y equals 2 into 4 plus 3. Y equals 8 plus 3. Y equals 11. Therefore, the fraction is x by y, which is 4 by 11. So, the required fraction is 4 by 11. Let us read the question carefully. The sum of the numerator and denominator of a fraction is 4 more than twice the numerator. If the numerator and denominator are increased by 3, they are in the ratio 2:3. We need to determine the fraction. First, let us assume the numerator as x and the denominator as y. So, the fraction becomes x by y. Now, let us form the equations. According to the first condition, the sum of numerator and denominator is 4 more than twice the numerator. So, we write x plus y equals to x plus 4. Rearranging, minus x plus y equals 4. So, y equals x plus 4. This is our first equation. Now, according to the second condition, if 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, the ratio becomes 2:3. So, we write x plus 3 upon y plus 3 equals to by 3. Cross multiplying, 3 into x plus 3 equals to into y plus 3. Expanding, 3x plus 9 equals to y plus 6. So, 3x minus 2y equals minus 3. This is our second equation. Now, let us solve the equations. From the earlier step, we have equation 1, y equals x plus 4. And equation 2. 3x minus 2y equals minus 3. Since equation 1 is already in the form of y, we will use the substitution method. Substitute the value of y in equation 2. So, we get 3x minus 2 into x plus 4 equals minus 3. Simplifying, 3x minus 2x minus 8 equals minus 3. X minus 8 equals minus 3. So, x equals 5. Now, substitute x equals 5 in equation 1. Y equals 5 plus 4. So, y equals 9. Therefore, the fraction is x by y, which is 5 by 9. So, the required fraction is 5 by 9. Let's read the question carefully. A two-digit number is 3 more than 4 times the sum of its digits. If 18 is added to the number, the digits are reversed. We need to find the number. Now, let's understand the concept. A two-digit number has two parts: a digit in the tens place and a digit in the units place. Let the digit in the tens place be x, and the digit in the units place be y. For any two-digit number, the tens digit is multiplied by 10, and the units digit is multiplied by 1. So, the number can be written as 10x plus y. Now, using the first condition, 10x plus y is equal to 4 times the sum of the digits plus 3. So we write 10x plus y equals 4 into x plus y plus 3. Expanding this, 10x plus y equals 4x plus 4y plus 3. Rearranging the terms, we get 6x minus 3y equals 3. Dividing both sides by 3, we get to x minus y equals 1. This is equation 1. Now, moving to the second condition. When the digits are reversed, the new number becomes 10y plus x. So, 10x plus y plus 18 equals 10y plus x. Rearranging, we get 9x minus 9y equals minus 18. Dividing throughout by 9, we get x minus y equals minus 2. This is equation 2. Now, let us continue solving the equations. We subtract equation 2 from equation I. So, we get 2x minus x minus y equals 1 minus minus 2. Simplifying, x equals 3. Now, substitute x equals 3 in equation 2. So, we get 3 minus y equals minus 2. Rearranging, minus y equals minus 5. So, y equals 5. Now, let us find the original number. The number is given by 10x plus y. Substituting the values, 10 into 3 plus 5, which is 30 plus 5, equals 35. Therefore, the original number is 35. Let the digit in the tens place be x and the digit in the units place be y. So, the two-digit number becomes 10x plus y. According to the first condition, the number is 3 more than 6 times the sum of its digits. So, 10x plus y equals 6 times the quantity x plus y plus 3. On simplifying, we get 4x minus 5y equals 3. This is equation 1. Now, when the digits are interchanged, the new number becomes 10y plus x. According to the second condition, if 18 is added to this number, we get the original number. So, 10y plus x plus 18 equals 10x plus y. On simplifying, we get minus x plus y equals minus 2. This is equation 2. Now, we have formed the required pair of linear equations. Now, we multiply equation 2 by 4. So, we get minus 4x plus 4y equals minus 8. This is equation 3. Next, we add equation 1 and equation 3. 4x minus 5y equals 3. And minus 4x plus 4y equals minus 8. On adding, 4x and minus 4x cancel out. So, we get minus y equals minus 5. Therefore, y equals 5. Now, substitute y equals 5 in equation 2. So, minus x plus 5 equals minus 2. Moving 5 to the right side, we get minus x equals minus 7. Therefore, x equals 7. Now, the original number is 10x plus y. Substituting the values, we get 10 into 7 plus 5, which is 70 plus 5, equal to 75. Therefore, the original number is 75. Let the digit in the tens place be x and the digit in the units place be y. So, the number becomes 10x plus y. The number obtained by interchanging the digits becomes 10y plus x. According to the first condition, the sum of these two numbers is 99. So, 10x plus y plus 10y plus x equals 99. On simplifying, we get 11x plus 11y equals 99. Dividing throughout by 11, we get x plus y equals 9. This is equation 1. Now, according to the second condition, the digits differ by 3. Case 1, when x is greater than y. So, x minus y equals 3. This is equation 2. Now, solving equation 1 and equation 2. X plus y equals 9 and x minus y equals 3. Adding both equations, we get 2x equals 12. So, x equals 6. Substituting x equals 6 in equation 1. 6 plus y equals 9. So, y equals 3. Now, the original number is 10x plus y. Substituting the values, we get 10 into 6 plus 3, which is 60 plus 3, equal to 63. Therefore, the required number is 63. Now, let us consider case 2, when y is greater than x. So, y minus x equals 3. This is equation 2. We already have equation 1. X plus y equals 9. Now, solving these two equations. X plus y equals 9 and y minus x equals 3. Adding both equations, x and minus x cancel out. So, we get 2y equals 12. Therefore, y equals 6. Now, substitute y equals 6 in equation 1. X plus 6 equals 9. So, x equals 3. Now, the original number is 10x plus y. Substituting the values, we get 10 into 3 plus 6, which is 30 plus 6, equal to 36. Therefore, the number in this case is 36. And from case 1, we got 63. So, the two-digit number is either 63 or 36. Let the number of boys be X and the number of girls be Y. According to the first condition, the total number of students is 10. So, X plus Y equals 10. Now, according to the second condition, the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys. So, Y equals X plus 4. For graphical representation, we need 2 points for each equation. For the first equation, when X is 0, Y is 10, so point 0, 10. When X is 10, Y is 0, so point 10, 0. For the second equation, when X is 0, Y is 4, so point 0, 4. When X is 4, Y is 8, so point 4, 8. Now, plot these points on the graph and draw the lines. The two lines intersect at the point 3, 7. So, X equals 3 and Y equals 7. Therefore, 3 boys and 7 girls took part in the quiz. Let's begin with a new topic. Problems based on work done. In this section, we will learn how to solve different types of numerical problems related to work and time. These problems help us understand how work is completed, how time is calculated, and how different people or machines can work together. Let's get started. Let's read the question. 2 women and 5 men together can finish an embroidery work in 4 days, while 3 women and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. We need to find the time taken by 1 woman alone and 1 man alone. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the number of days taken by 1 woman to complete the work be X, and by 1 man be Y. So, work done by 1 woman in 1 day is 1 by X, and work done by 1 man in 1 day is 1 by Y. According to the first condition, 2 by X plus 5 by Y equals 1 by 4. According to the second condition, 3 by X plus 6 by Y equals 1 by 3. Now, let us substitute 1 by X as P and 1 by Y as Q. So the equations become 2P plus 5Q equals 1 by 4. Multiplying throughout by 4, we get 8P plus 20Q equals 1. This is equation 1. Similarly, 3P plus 6Q equals 1 by 3. Multiplying throughout by 3, we get 9P plus 18Q equals 1. This is equation 2. Now comparing equation 1 and equation 2. 8P plus 20Q equals 9P plus 18Q. Rearranging, minus P equals minus 2Q. So P equals 2Q. This is equation 3. Now, solving by substitution method. By substituting equation 3 into equation 1, we get P equals 1 by 18 and Q equals 1 by 36. Now, substituting back. 1 by X equals 1 by 18 and 1 by Y equals 1 by 36. So, X equals 18 and Y equals 36. Therefore, a woman would take 18 days and a man would take 36 days to complete the work alone. Let's read the question. A work is completed by some workers in some days. If the number of workers increases by 25, the work gets completed 5 days earlier. If the number of workers decreases by 50, it takes 20 days more to complete the work. We need to find the number of workers and the number of days required. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the number of workers be X and the number of days be Y. Let us take a simple example to understand. If 2 workers work for 5 days, the work done is 10. If 3 workers work for 6 days, the work done is 18. So, In general, if X workers work for Y days, the total work done is X multiplied by Y. So, total work done equals XY. Now, according to the first condition, if the number of workers increases by 25, the new number of workers becomes X plus 25. Also, the work is completed 5 days earlier, so the number of days becomes Y minus 5. Now, does the total work change? No, the total work remains the same. So we write X plus 25 multiplied by Y minus 5 equals XY. Expanding XY minus 5X plus 25Y minus 125 equals XY. Cancelling XY from both sides, we get minus 5X plus 25Y equals 125. Dividing throughout by 5, we get minus X plus 5Y equals 25. This is equation 1. Now, according to the second condition, if the number of workers decreases by 50, the new number of workers becomes X minus 50. Also, it takes 20 days more. So the number of days becomes Y plus 20. Again, total work remains the same. So we write X minus 50 multiplied by Y plus 20 equals XY. Expanding XY plus 20X minus 50Y minus 1000 equals XY. Cancelling XY, we get 20X minus 50Y equals 1000. Dividing throughout by 10, we get to X minus 5Y equals 100. This is equation 2. Now, here we see that Y has the same coefficient with different signs. So, let us add equation 1 and equation 2. On adding, we get X equals 125. Now, substituting X equals 125 in equation 1, minus 125 plus 5Y equals 25. So, 5Y equals 150 and Y equals 30. Therefore, the number of workers is 125 and the number of days required is 30. Let's begin with a new topic. Problems based on money. In this section, we will learn how to solve different types of problems involving money. These problems help us understand how to calculate amounts, compare values, and solve real-life situations related to buying, selling, and transactions. Let's get started. Let's read the question. The coach of a cricket team buys 7 bats and 6 balls for Rs 3,800. Later, she buys 3 bats and 5 balls for Rs 1,750. We need to find the cost of each bat and each ball. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the cost of one bat be Rs X and the cost of one ball be Rs Y. So, the cost of 7 bats will be 7X and the cost of 6 balls will be 6Y. According to the first condition, 7X plus 6Y equals 3,800. This is equation 1. According to the second condition, 3X plus 5Y equals 1,750. This is equation 2. Now, we solve these equations using substitution or elimination method. On solving, we get X equals 500. Substituting this value in equation 2, we get Y equals 50. Therefore, the cost of one bat is Rs 500. And the cost of one ball is Rs 50. Let's read the question. The coach of a cricket team buys 3 bats and 6 balls for Rs 3,900. Later, she buys another bat and 2 more balls for Rs 1,300. We need to represent this algebraically and graphically. Now, Let's begin the solution. Let the cost of one bat be rupees X and the cost of one ball be rupees Y. So, the cost of 3 bats is 3X and the cost of 6 balls is 6Y. According to the first condition, 3X plus 6Y equals 3900. Dividing throughout by 3, we get X plus 2Y equals 1300. This is equation 1. Now, according to the second condition, total number of bats becomes 4. So cost is 4X. Total number of balls becomes 8. So cost is 8Y. So we write 4X plus 8Y equals 1300. Dividing throughout by 4, we get X plus 2Y equals 325. This is equation 2. No need to solve the equations, as we only need to represent them algebraically and graphically. Algebraically, the equations are X plus 2Y equals 1300 and X plus 2Y equals 325. Now, for graphical representation, for the first equation, when X is 0, Y is 650. And when Y is 0, X is 1300. So, the points are 0, 650 and 1300, 0. For the second equation, taking convenient values, we get points 2, 160 and 325, 0. Plot these points on the graph and join them to form straight lines. This gives the graphical representation of the equations. Let's read the question. The cost of 2 kilograms of apples and 1 kilogram of grapes on a day was found to be rupees 160. After a month, the cost of 4 kilograms of apples and 2 kilograms of grapes is rupees 300. We need to represent the situation algebraically and graphically. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the cost of 1 kilogram of apple be rupees X and 1 kilogram of grapes be rupees Y. So, the cost of 2 kilograms of apples is 2X. According to the first condition, 2X plus Y equals 160. This is equation 1. According to the second condition, 4X plus 2Y equals 300. Dividing throughout by 2, we get 2X plus Y equals 150. This is equation 2. No need to solve the equations, as we only need to represent them algebraically and graphically. Algebraically, the equations are 2X plus Y equals 160 and 2X plus Y equals 150. Now, for graphical representation, for the first equation, when X is 0, Y is 160. And when Y is 0, X is 80. So, the points are 0, 160 and 80, 0. For the second equation, when X is 0, Y is 150. And when Y is 0, X is 75. So, the points are 0, 150 and 75, 0. Plot these points on the graph and join them to form straight lines. This gives the graphical representation of the equations. Let's read the question. 5 pencils and 7 pens cost together rupees 50, whereas 7 pencils and 5 pens cost together rupees 46. We need to find the cost of 1 pencil and 1 pen graphically. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the cost of 1 pencil be rupees X and the cost of 1 pen be rupees Y. According to the first condition, 5X plus 7Y equals 50. This is equation 1. According to the second condition, 7x plus 5y equals 46. This is equation 2. Now, for graphical representation, for the first equation, taking convenient values, if x equals 3, 5 into 3 plus 7y equals 50. So y equals 5. Also, when y equals 0, x equals 10. So, the points are 3, 5 and 10, 0. For the second equation, if x equals 3, 7 into 3 plus 5y equals 46. So y equals 5. Also, when y equals negative 2, x equals 8. So, the points are 3, 5 and 8, negative 2. Plot these points on the graph and draw the lines. The two lines intersect at the point 3, 5. Therefore, the cost of one pencil is rupees 3 and the cost of one pen is rupees 5. Let's understand this example. We have rupees 10 notes and rupees 5 notes. There are 5 notes of rupees 10 and 7 notes of rupees 5. First, let us find the total number of notes. 5 plus 7 equals 12 notes. Now, let us find the total amount. 10 multiplied by 5 gives 50 and 5 multiplied by 7 gives 35. Adding them together, the total amount is 85 rupees. Let's read the question. Meena went to a bank to withdraw rupees 2000. She asked the cashier to give her only 50 rupee notes and 100 rupee notes. She received a total of 25 notes. We need to find how many notes of each type she received. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the number of 50 rupee notes be x and the number of 100 rupee notes be y. So, total number of notes is x plus y equals 25. This is equation 1. Now, the total amount is 2000 rupees. So, 50x plus 100y equals 2000. Dividing throughout by 50, we get x plus 2y equals 40. This is equation 2. Now, solving the equations. From equation 1, x equals 25 minus y. Substituting in equation 2, 25 minus y plus 2y equals 40. So, 25 plus y equals 40, which gives y equals 15. Substituting y equals 15 in equation 1, x equals 10. Therefore, Meena received 10 notes of 50 rupees and 15 notes of 100 rupees. Let's read the question. A part of monthly hostel charges is fixed, and the remaining part depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. When student A takes food for 20 days, she pays rupees 1000. Whereas student B takes food for 26 days and pays rupees 1180. We need to find the fixed charge and the cost of food per day. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the fixed charge be rupees x and the cost of food per day be rupees y. Let us understand this with an example. The fixed charge always remains the same, irrespective of the number of days. The cost of food changes depending on the number of days. So, total cost is equal to fixed charge plus number of days multiplied by cost per day. That is, total cost equals x plus number of days into y. Now, according to the first condition, x plus 20y equals 1000. This is equation 1. According to the second condition, x plus 26y equals 1180. This is equation 2. Now, solving the equations using elimination method. We get y equals 30. Substituting y equals 30 in equation 1, we get x equals 400. Therefore, the fixed charge is rupees 400 and the cost of food per day is rupees 30. Let's read the question. A lending library has a fixed charge for the first 3 days and an additional charge for each day thereafter. Saritha paid rupees 27 for keeping a book for 7 days, while Susei paid rupees 21 for keeping the book for 5 days. We need to find the fixed charge and the charge for each extra day. Now, let's begin the solution. Let the fixed charge be rupees X and the charge for each extra day be rupees Y. In this case, the additional charge is collected only after 3 days. For the first condition, total number of days is 7. So additional charge is for 7 minus 3, that is 4 days. So, we get x plus 4y equals 27. This is equation 1. For the second condition, total number of days is 5. So additional charge is for 5 minus 3, that is 2 days. So, we get x plus 2y equals 21. This is equation 2. Now, solving the equations. Subtract equation 2 from equation 1. We get to y equals 6. So y equals 3. Substituting y equals 3 in equation 1. X equals 15. Therefore, the fixed charge is rupees 15. And the charge for each extra day is rupees 3. Let us understand the question. Taxi charges consist of a fixed charge plus a charge per kilometer. For 10 kilometers, the fare is rupees 105. And for 15 kilometers, the fare is rupees 155. We need to find the fixed charge, the charge per kilometer, and also the cost for traveling 25 kilometers. Now, let us begin. Let the fixed charge be rupees X and the charge per kilometer be rupees Y. So, total fare equals fixed charge plus distance multiplied by charge per kilometer. From the first condition, x plus 10y equals 105. From the second condition, x plus 15y equals 155. Now, we solve using substitution method. From the first equation, x equals 105 minus 10y. Now substitute this value of x in the second equation. 105 minus 10y plus 15y equals 155. So, 5y equals 50. Therefore, y equals 10. Now substitute y equals 10. X equals 105 minus 10 times 10. X equals 105 minus 100. X equals 5. So, the fixed charge is rupees 5. And the charge per kilometer is rupees 10. Now, for 25 kilometers, total fare equals x plus 25y equals 5 plus 25 times 10 equals 5 plus 250 equals 255. Therefore, the person has to pay rupees 255 for 25 kilometers. Let us understand the question. A man earns rupees 100 per day when he works, but he is fined rupees 10 per day when he is absent. In the whole month of April, he received rupees 1900. We need to find how many days he worked. Now, let us begin. Let the number of days he worked be x, and the number of days he was absent be y. For each working day, he earns rupees 100. So, total earning becomes 100x. For each absent day, he is fined rupees 10. So, total fine becomes 10y. Since total salary is earnings minus fine, 100x minus 10y equals 1900. This is our first equation. Now, April has 30 days. So, total days x plus y equals 30. This is our second equation. Now, let us solve. Multiply the second equation by 10. 10x plus 10y equals 300. Now add both equations. 100x minus 10y plus 10x plus 10y equals 1900 plus 300. This gives 110x equals 2200. So, x equals 20. Therefore, the man worked for 20 days. Let us understand the question. A man starts his job with a certain monthly salary and a fixed increment every year. If his salary will be 11,000 rupees after 2 years and 14,000 rupees after 4 years of his service, what is his starting salary and what is the annual increment? What we need to find? Since we do not know the starting salary and the annual increment, let us assume starting salary plus increment. Let the starting salary be 100 rupees and the annual increment be 10 rupees. Salary after 1 year is equal to 100 plus 10. Salary after 2 years is equal to 100 plus 2 times 10. Salary after 3 years is equal to 100 plus 3 times 10. Salary after 4 years is equal to 100 plus 4 times 10. In all these examples, we can see that the starting salary and the annual increment remain the same, but the number of years changes. In this sum, we have considered the starting salary to be x and the annual increment to be y. Salary after 1 year is x plus y. Salary after 2 years is x plus 2 times y. Salary after 3 years is x plus 3 times y. Salary after 4 years is x plus 4 times y. As per the first given condition, x plus 2y is equal to 11,000. As per the second given condition, x plus 4y is equal to 14,000. Now we will solve these two equations in next slide. Subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, x plus 2y is equal to 11,000. X plus 4y is equal to 14,000. On subtracting, minus 2y is equal to minus 3,000. Therefore, y is equal to minus 3,000 divided by minus 2. So, y is equal to 1,500. Now, substituting y equal to 1,500 in equation 1. X plus 2 times 1,500 is equal to 11,000. So, x plus 3,000 is equal to 11,000. Therefore, x is equal to 11,000 minus 3,000. So, x is equal to 8,000. Hence, the starting salary of the man is 8,000 rupees and his fixed annual increment is 1,500 rupees. Let us understand the question. Monthly hostel charges in a college comprises of two parts, one fixed cost for the stay in the hostel and the varying part depending on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. Ram takes food for 20 days and pays 1,700 rupees as hostel charges and Rahim takes food for 24 days and pays 1,900 rupees as hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. What we need to find? Since we do not know the fixed charges and the cost of food per day, let us assume. Let the fixed charge be rupees X and the cost of food per day be rupees Y. For example, if the fixed charges is rupees 100 and the cost of food per day is rupees 10. If food is consumed for 1 day, then the hostel charges would be 100 plus 10. If food is consumed for 2 days, then the hostel charges would be 100 plus 2 times 10. If food is consumed for 3 days, then the hostel charges would be 100 plus 3 times 10. If food is consumed for 20 days, then the hostel charges would be 100 plus 20 times 10. If food is consumed for 24 days, then the hostel charges would be 100 plus 24 times 10. The fixed charges and the cost of food per day will remain the same. As per the first given condition, x plus 20y is equal to 1700. As per the second given condition, x plus 24y is equal to 1900. Subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, x plus 20y is equal to 1700. X plus 24y is equal to 1900. On subtracting, minus 4y is equal to minus 200. Therefore, y is equal to minus 200 divided by minus 4. So, y is equal to 50. Now, substituting y equal to 50 in equation 1. X plus 20 times 50 is equal to 1700. So, x plus 1000 is equal to 1700. Therefore, x is equal to 1700 minus 1000. So, x is equal to 700. Hence, the fixed charge for stay in the hostel is 700 rupees and the cost of food per day is 50 rupees. Let us understand the question. On the first day of the sale of tickets of a drama, 35 tickets in all were sold. If the rates of the tickets were 20 rupees and 40 rupees per ticket and the total collection was 900 rupees, find the number of tickets sold of each rate. What do we have to find? How many types of tickets are there? There are 2 types of tickets: 20 rupees tickets and 40 rupees tickets. Since we do not know the number of tickets sold of 20 rupees and 40 rupees, let us assume. Let the number of tickets of 20 rupees be x and the number of tickets of 40 rupees be y. Let us understand the sum with the help of a table. Number of tickets of 20 rupees is x, number of tickets of 40 rupees is y, and the total number of tickets is 35. As per the first given condition, x plus y is equal to 35. The second condition is about collection. What is the total collection? If I have 2 tickets of 20 rupees, then the total collection will be 2 times 20. Similarly, if I have 4 tickets of 20 rupees, then the total collection will be 4 times 20. Similarly, if I have x tickets of 20 rupees, then the total collection will be 20x. Similarly, if I have y tickets of 40 rupees, then the total collection will be 40y. So, total collection is 20x plus 40y and it is equal to 900. As per the second given condition, 20x plus 40y is equal to 900. Dividing throughout by 20, we get x plus 2y is equal to 45. Now we will solve these 2 equations in next slide. Subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, x plus y is equal to 35. X plus 2y is equal to 45. On subtracting, minus y is equal to minus 10. Therefore, y is equal to 10. Now, substituting y equal to 10 in equation 1, x plus 10 is equal to 35. So, x is equal to 35 minus 10. Therefore, x is equal to 25. Hence, the number of tickets sold at 20 rupees and 40 rupees each are 25 tickets and 10 tickets respectively. Let us understand the question. Durga's mother gave some 10 rupee notes and some 5 rupee notes to her, which amounts to 190 rupees. Durga said, if the number of 10 rupee notes and 5 rupee notes would have been interchanged, I would have 185 rupees in my hand. So, how many notes of rupee 10 and rupee 5 were given to Durga? What do we have to find? We have to find the number of notes of each type. How many types of notes are there? There are 2 types of notes: 5 rupee notes and 10 rupee notes. Since we do not know how many 10 rupee notes and 5 rupee notes were given to Durga, let us assume. Let the number of 10 rupee notes be X and the number of 5 rupee notes be Y. Let us understand the sum with the help of a table. Let us take an example. If there are 2 notes of 10 rupees, then the amount will be 2 times 10, which is 20. If there are 4 notes of 10 rupees, then the amount will be 4 times 10, which is 40. So, if there are X notes of 10 rupees, then the amount will be 10x. So here we can conclude, number of notes multiplied by denomination gives the amount. Similarly, there are Y notes of 5 rupees, so the amount will be 5Y. And the total amount is given as 190 rupees. So, from the table we get 10x plus 5y is equal to 190. Dividing throughout by 5, we get 2x plus y is equal to 38, equation 1. Now, if the number of notes are interchanged, then the number of 10 rupee notes becomes y and the number of 5 rupee notes becomes x. So, the amount will be 10y plus 5x and it is equal to 185. As per the second given condition, 5x plus 10y is equal to 185. Dividing throughout by 5, we get x plus 2y is equal to 37, equation 2. Multiplying equation 2 by 2, we get 2x plus 4y is equal to 74, equation 3. Now, subtracting equation 1 from equation 3. 2x plus 4y is equal to 74. 2x plus y is equal to 38. On subtracting, 3y is equal to 36. Therefore, y is equal to 36 divided by 3. So, y is equal to 12. Now, substituting y equal to 12 in equation 2. X plus 2 times 12 is equal to 37. So, x plus 24 is equal to 37. Therefore, x is equal to 37 minus 24. So, x is equal to 13. Hence, Durga has 13 notes of 10 rupees and 12 notes of 5 rupees. Thank you for watching. I hope this lesson helped you understand the concept clearly. For worksheets, notes, test papers, videos, and study planner, visit our website. Also, join our Telegram channel to get regular updates. Links are given in the description box below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.